tonight's the night. This is my first night in cosmetology school. I have to be there a little bit early tonight to get my payment set up and go to my classroom, find out where that is. And I'm gonna fix my camera. I've never had a camera like this in my car before, and yeah, it's weird, it's too low. So anyway, I'm headed to school. I would like to know how long it takes me to get there too. I'm gonna go several different ways just because I don't want to get into the traffic, and school has started back. So like right now I'm fixing to head out of my neighborhood, and there's 2 cars sitting here at the bus stop. So they are not moving, not surprising, but they got their little dog in there. But I'm gonna see how long it takes me to go my favorite way. This is the back way. I go everywhere. My husband doesn't like it because he says you're just a square, go the other way. But anyway, tonight's the first night. My heart is racing like I just ran a marathon. A little scared. Don't know what to expect. I just hope nobody's mean to me. But you know, I'm older, so I can handle my own shit. But so I'm headed to school. I don't know what tonight will be like. I think tonight we get our badges and they show us how to clock in, and we get our kit. So I'm really excited about getting the kit. I have gone online and looked at other kit, or the kit that I think's the kit that we're going to be getting. I'm not 100% sure because when you Google it, it comes up with all kinds of things, and I'm not sure that that's our kit or not. So, but I hope we get that tonight. So yeah, you'll have to stay tuned for that video. And if you guys have any questions about where I'm going or what made me have this harebrained idea that go back to school, I'm just going to tell you that while I'm driving. So when I was 20, I was married, and I wanted to go to cosmetology school because I enjoyed, you know, like fixing my mother's hair, my sister's hair. Never did any coloring or anything. It was more, you know, just curling it with a curling iron and teasing it like we did. And so I did that, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought, I'll go to cosmetology school. And we actually had a cosmetology school in our town. And so I talked to my husband about it, and he's like, well, you know, I just really don't think we can afford for you not to work, because at the time it was no night school. So I thought, okay, well, you know, whatever, I won't go. And I was crushed. But then I got a job, and then it turned into a career, which is still in the same industry that I'm in now, and I've been in that industry for 31 years. And I'm not looking to do this and say, boom, I'm out of that industry. I'm hoping I can stay in my current job as long as I can, and then just do this maybe in the evenings, on the Saturday, I don't know where this is going to take me. But my husband came into my office the other day, and he said, I mean, this is just 2 weeks, y'all. I've only been, he came in my office and I think you should do this. We looked at the school, we toured the school. I had to get financial aid, or student loan, because, you know, I just can't shell out that kind of money for school. And here we are 2 weeks later. And I was going to start in October, and it's raining, so I got to have my windshield wipers on. So I was going to start in October because we had some vacations planned and things like that. And I thought, you know, I'm not going to be able to go on vacation for 18 months because I'm going at night. It is an 18-month commitment. So I was like, you know, well, let's just take our trips and do what we want to do. And then, you know, we sat down and we thought more clearly about it and came up with no, start soon. Because starting soon, I got a scholarship too. I got a $1,000 scholarship to go ahead and start in the month of August. So it was kind of silly not to. Yes, I'm not going to be able to go on a couple vacations, but that's okay. I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do. So my husband said, you know, I've been hearing you say you should have done hair for the last 13 years, because that's how long we've been married. And he says, you know, you've been saying that, so just do it. And I will say that there is a little fear about my job being taken over by AI because of the kind of job that I do. I'm in security access control, that kind of thing, and I fear AI is going to take it away. I don't want AI to come and take it away anytime soon. I'm hoping I could work till my retirement. You know, that's the plan, and I'm not looking to retire anytime soon because, you know, I'm not ready to leave the workforce yet for several reasons. One being I ain't got no money. So anyway, that's one of the reasons I decided. And, you know, like I said, it was my husband's idea. You know, you guys have seen videos of me coloring my own hair, so you know, and you've been with me through several different hairstyles, you know, short, super short, and then this is probably the length that I'm going to stay with. You guys didn't know me when I wore extensions and did all those crazy things. So, but that's why I decided. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little update, you know, as to what's going on, how I'm liking it, how it is for someone my age at 54 to be going back to school, especially when you were a shit student to begin with. And sorry for the cussing, but you know, that puts the emphasis on, oh my God, my hand looks so big. I've got to fix the positioning of this camera. So anyway, I hope you guys will join me. I hope that you enjoy my first week of cosmetology school in this video, and I hope you will come on back. And this channel, if you guys have been with me since the beginning, I think it's been, you know, maybe 5 or 6 years now. This channel has been all sorts of things. I started out my channel with one thing and changed it to start doing, you know, a couple other things, and then we ended up here with the hodgepodge, which is a little bit of everything. I've done some podcasts on here. I've shown some you know, some of my own hair tutorials. Never done hair on anyone else or posted that, but anyway, here we are, and I hope you guys will join me on this journey. See you soon. Hey y'all, tonight is my third night of school, and it's going pretty good. Sorry about the sun. I'm just now leaving, and of course it's shining right in the phone. But the first night was a bit, I don't want to say chaotic, but it was a little crazy. I did get all of my stuff, which I'll show y'all later. So much stuff. I mean, oh shoot, I got my seatbelt on. So much stuff, and of course I had to pay, which I told you guys all that already. But so far it's going really good. We're learning about trichology, which is hair and the study of hair. And oh my God, there's so many technical terms. I mean, you think, you know, something is just, I can't even think now, but like dandruff. Dandruff has all these other names for all these different types of dandruff, and it's just plumb crazy. Oh, that's nice. I mean, stuff, and I can't say a lot of it. I have to go to Google, and thank goodness for Google, because I have to go and learn how to pronounce the word. But last night, tonight's Wednesday, so last night was Tuesday, and it was a lot of fun. My regular teacher was there. My regular teacher wasn't there the first night, but she was there last night, and we did a little introduction of everybody, so I learned everybody's name. I did not do that on the first night. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that it just gets better and better. So tonight is shampooing and massaging of the scalp. And so I've already, of course, went ahead in the lesson, and you guys should see the books. Oh my God, there's so many books. But I went ahead in the lesson and started reading some of that, and looked at, you know, some of the material ahead of time. I didn't have time to look at it all, but I looked at some of it. And you think it's easy just to go in there and start washing someone's hair. Well, no, there's all these different massage types, and, you know, certain way you have to wash it if the hair's fine, or if the hair's coarse, or, you know, or different shampoos, which a lot of us know that, depending on your hair and what you do to your hair. Like me, I use certain shampoos for color and that kind of thing, because I do have a lot of color on my hair. But it's just crazy, because you have no idea how much is involved. So I'm excited about tonight. My teacher mentioned finding someone in there that would my neck is, finding someone in there that would let us wash their hair. And, you know, like me, I have such crazy hair, I don't really want them washing my hair, me just sit, oh crap, oh no, I got it. And I don't know that anybody would. She says, well, it's a school, so they're supposed to, you know, help us out if we need them for things. So we'll see. It's just a lot of material, and it is 5:30 to 9:30, so I'm not sure how much we'll get done, and then if we do get to shampoo somebody, so we'll see. But it was fun last night, and I'm hoping that it just, like I said, keeps getting better and better. I've been tired. Haven't been getting home till right at 10 o'clock. By the time I get home and get my stuff in and get my face washed and put my pajamas on, and you know, it's 10 o'clock getting in the bed, and it takes me a little bit to wind down, even though I've been at school yawning, because it's, you know, usually I'm in bed because I do get up pretty early. So that'll take a while, I know, to adjust, but it'll come. So anyway, so far up to day 3. Now, like I said, I could change tonight, you never know, but we'll see, and I'll be back with you guys later in the week. Bye. Hey y'all, so the other videos talked about me starting school and a couple days in, and today I'm sharing that I am going into my 4th week. So by the end of the week, I will have a month under my belt, only 17 more to go. It has been fun. It's been a lot of work. There's a lot of book work. We just have started cutting, and my first cut I botched up, and it was a blunt cut, and I screwed it up just because I watch a lot of videos, and I think I got some techniques from some videos, and I shouldn't have watched those techniques or used those techniques. I should have used the techniques that was on the video that I watched at school. And then my instructor was telling me I wasn't doing it right, so I'm like, well, if I'm not doing it right, come over here and show me how to do it, you know? So but everybody, we all get along in class. I haven't been involved in any drama. I did watch and hear that it is a lot of drama in school, and that is 100% correct. I'm not going to get into it, but there has been a little bit of drama, and I don't want to get into it because I like my classmates, but it has been interesting. I thought I was going to go in there and I was going to be the star of the class just because I've colored before and I've cut my mother's hair before, but a lot of the ladies in there, they already have some sort of business, whether it's braiding, or some of them, you know, may work in a salon and shampoo hair or clean up, so they're always watching techniques and that kind of thing. So they have, you know, some more knowledge than I do. So that part, you know, I can't really do anything about that because I am brand new, and there's a couple girls in there that are brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean don't have any experience. Like, I don't have any major experience, I would call it. I'm just, you know, a YouTube hair colorist. So but there's a lot to it. There's a lot of book work, there's a lot of learning the verbiage that goes along with it, things that I would never known. The head lice is actually called pediculosis. I would have never known that. I just think it's head lice. Or the study of hair, I just call it the study of hair when it's actually trichology. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be learned. It's funny because I went and got my hair done the other day, and the girl that does my hair, she said, oh, you're gonna get all that stuff and you're not gonna need to know any of it. And that the way it usually is, you go through all this education and you don't use half of it. But I think to be good with it, you need to know the stuff. You need to know the terms and what they mean and how to do everything. But we're starting more cutting this week. So my instructor has said that we're going to be, like, the next couple of weeks, it's going to be bam, 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 bam haircuts. And if we do a haircut, then the next haircut will feed off that haircut. So for example, we did a blunt cut, or the bob, or whatever you want to call it, or zero projection, depending on your level of experience with cosmetology. And then tonight I think we're going to go to a graduation, which is like a little stacked cut. So I practiced because I did botch it up, I said the first time, and I didn't botch it up horribly. I just had a hard time getting a super straight line, and I'm gonna blame it on the mannequin because the hair is not the greatest hair. And so, you know, you're not using a human being, you're using a mannequin with fake hair. even though they say it's human hair, it's still fake hair. And so I couldn't get those crisp lines. But I bought a mannequin, and you know, she was a cheap one from Amazon, but with real hair, they say. And I practiced on her yesterday, and I actually did pretty good. I enjoyed cutting it. So, but I'll get my hands right and using the comb and all that. There is a skill to that, I'm telling you. It was very humbling just to go in there and try to cut that first haircut and screw it up. I mean, it's like, okay, now, you know, I get it. And when my stylist, when she leaves a little smidgen of hair on one side and it's not exactly even, well, then I'm going to quit giving her such a hard time about it, because it's hard. It was hard because you got to have it, you got to follow. I mean, it was just different from what I thought it was going to be. But like I said, you got to hold the scissors a certain, or shears, excuse me, the shears a certain way, and the comb, and have all this so you don't put anything down. And even pinning the hair up while you're cutting, there's a method to that madness. And of course, I cut my hand. Very first time I cut hair, I cut my hand and didn't even know it. I was just trugging along, and I had one of my classmates come over and show me something, and we looked down and I was bleeding. But I wasn't the only one that got cut in the class. Another teammate, she did too, and she's experienced, so I didn't feel that bad about it. But anyway, it's been tiring. I get up early in the mornings, about 5:30, and my nights don't end till about, by the time I get home and get ready for bed, it's about 10:30, and I need a little bit of time to decompress. So, you know, getting in the bed at 11 and getting up, I mean, I'm not used to that. I'm used to getting like 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. How many is that? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 6 hours. So that's not hardly, if I can sleep through the night. When you have 3 dogs, most of the time you don't sleep through the night. You guys with dogs, you know, you don't sleep through the night. But anyway, I will keep you guys posted as to what's going on. I do want to show you a couple videos of my school, and it needs some remodeling. It really does. They need to do some remodeling. Classroom's old, and they just need to do some remodeling. But anyway, just make sure you stay tuned for my school journey. It has been weird going back to school at 54, but I will say this: I've had 3 tests, and I've passed all of them with 100. So I've done good there. And I was really worried about that, because I get such anxiety when I take tests. I mean, that goes all the way back from school. I remember one time, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I remember one time, English, 10th grade English, we had to do an oral book report, and I did not like getting in front of anybody, which is weird, because now, well, not now, but my job before the one I have now, I trained, and I would get up and, you know, lead training classes in front of hundreds of people. But back then, I didn't want to stand up in front of a class, so I took a 0 on a project. Well, my teacher moved up to the 11th grade English the next year, and I had her again. So when I go in her class the first day, she says, "You're not going to be able to take 0s this year. You're going to have to do the work." So she wouldn't let me take 0s, and I got in class and gave an oral report. And I remember looking at one of my friends, and I looked over her head the entire time, and she was sitting there, and she was so sweet. She smiled the whole time at me. So I don't like any oral, I didn't like any oral stuff, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the chaos. And until next time.